So today on Scrapyard Choppers, we're working on my 1970 C10. Let me get a full tour and let you get the scope of what I'm working with. This is going to be my daily driver. I also got a 69 C10 that we're going to be doing all kinds of work to. This one, though, we're going to use what we got laying around, and we're going to get it going. It might be one of the cheapest C10s on the road, but it's going to be cool, and I'm going to enjoy driving the hell out of it. I'm probably going to drive it through the winter and everything. So let's show you what we're working with. Bam! Look at this thing. Original color, original paint as far as I can tell. It's got issues. You know, that's a lot of Bondo right there, and it's all falling off. You know, rockers gone. Cab corners following behind. It's got the holes everywhere. This is a CST 10, not just C10. This is one of the higher packages. You may be asking yourself, what the hell's going on with this mirror? That part's supposed to be pointing down. I don't know. Whoever put this truck together definitely just used what they had laying around. I mean, bucket seat, gotta go. I don't fit in here with bucket seats. I'll find another bench seat because I like bench seats. Doors are pretty rotten. Actually, this door isn't actually that bad. It's actually better than the doors I was going to put on this other truck. This floorboard, not too bad. Obviously, already been fixed. Not too bad at all. Now, this kind of sucks. These are where these trucks always ride out, right across there. What happens is the water sits inside these drip rails, and see where the cab comes together? It goes down inside there, and then it sits up here and rots them out. Gas tank, looking sweet. Now, to the bed, which is probably one of the most unfortunate things about this truck. Yeah, see the nice 10? That's because, well, it's like that all underneath. And if we look down the side, you notice the bed is shifted that way. That is because there is not one bolt from here forward left. They've all rotten away, broken, whatever. That's a see-through tailgate. The other side isn't bad, except when you realize that this body line is not as sharp as it should be. So that's all full Bondo right there. Which has me thinking at some point this truck must have been repainted, because there's a lot of Bondo in this bed. We got holes there. More speed holes here for ventilation. Really gets the smoke out when you're doing the burnout, and you know, it doesn't get all trapped underneath the truck. It comes through all the holes. So as we come down here, yeah, that's not where you want to see holes. I mean, I can weld steel back in here, but here's the other problem. I shouldn't be able to stick my hand down in here. These should be together. Like, it shouldn't be like this. These got to go. Also, you know, this is really nice. We'll figure it out. You know, there's supposed to be a bolt there. It's not like that. Frame, also rotten. Right up in there. Let me zoom in. Right where the spring goes, up in here, it's rotten. We're gonna fix that. But, as I try to get up from the ground, but this is just the driver. We're not restoring it. We're just gonna make it work. I got a bunch of steel laying around. We'll fix that. Other mirror. Not supposed to be plastic. Not sure what I'm going to do with that. It's got the trick door handles. Speaker missing, unfortunately. Bottom of the cab. Yeah, that's not good. I can move this whole thing. We're going to have to do something with this to, you know, stop the ventilation. Yeah. Should I Press the brakes. Right to the floor. Nothing. Not a bad dash. Got the Craig? Yeah, Craig. That's how you say that. Tape deck in it. That's gonna go. This was an AC truck though. I'm sure somebody's probably wanting this dash. That's fine. I'm sure it'll work really well when I, open all the windows. Does it got the vents? Oh, it does got the vents. Did they open? Now this is real man's AC right here. Oh, they work. That's sweet. Both sides. Now let me bring you around to the front. Got a, little tree down or someone had too many drinks and found something, I bet. Might push that back out from the inside. Got in the grill a little bit. I actually really like this grill. It's missing just enough to look cool. That's broken. Bumper's bent. But it's not too bad. Got some rust going on right here. Yeah, it's definitely fixable. Let me lift the hood and show you what's really going on. There we are in the engine, or in the engine bay. Small block Chevy of some sorts. It says 350 over there, but who the hell knows? As we can see, it's sitting the way it's supposed to. I'm holding the phone level. You're not seeing things. We'll get to that in a minute. Got the AC stuff over here, coming around over here, but nothing going on right here. Nothing really at all going on right here. Got a quadrijet. Does it work? There we go. That's really hard to open. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be hard to open or not. I never really messed with a quadrijet before. Got HEI. That's great. I don't remember if a 70 should have points or not. It might have had points. So somebody converted it. Definitely not original age. Non-power brakes. Also, non-power steering. It's supposed to have power steering. Yeah, this truck originally had power steering. Let me show you how I know this. On Chevy trucks, if you don't know Chevy trucks, there is all the options. Let's see, 350 engine, power steering, chrome bumpers, black vinyl trim. Was it supposed to have power brakes too? I don't see power brakes. Air condition, all weather. It's a custom sport truck. Black paint, chrome hubcaps, turbo hydromatic. Yeah, tinted glass. Where? I guess that's tinted. Doesn't mean the tint across the top? I don't know. But anyways, that's the options. So that definitely tells us what the truck came with. And I wonder who the hell put manual steering on this thing. Power steering boxes are not cheap. But anyways, back to the engine bay. Notice the engine is sitting crooked. Let's come over here and see if we can figure out why is the engine sitting crooked. How do I get it so you can see this? Okay, I can't get it to where you can fully see this. But your typical Chevy has a clamshell. If you were looking at the front of the mount, and let's say this is the bottom of the mount, it sits over top of it, and then it has a bolt that goes through it. Clamshell, like that. On these mounts, actually I can bring a hand. Pause. So on these mounts, they have one center bolt that comes in from the bottom, from underneath here. And then this rubber part goes to a piece of plate that's attached to the motor. The later trucks, they have a clam that goes over top the rubber, and then it has a bolt that comes through it this way. These ones, one bolt coming through the bottom. So what's going on here is someone stuck one of those clamshell mounts over top of that frame. So I don't know how there's a bolt, if the bolt is going through the space down here or what is going on, but that is the wrong motor mount for this truck. So this is probably a later Chevy. Who knows what actually it is. I'm assuming it's 350 looking at the balancer. We'll figure it out in a little bit. But then we come to the driver's side. Once again, this is level. Motor is definitely leaning. Come to the driver's side and there is no mount. It is sitting with a piece of rubber sandwiched between the manifold and the mount, and that is a hose clamp holding the motor in. This motor is hose clamped in. Almost speechless. Never in my 36 years or 37, however old I am, never in all my adult life have I ever seen a motor hose clamped in before. You know, when it's 3 a.m. and you just got to get the motor in. I guess. Yep. That's legit. The motor is hose clamped in. I at least have to pick this motor up and get these mounts off and change them. Hopefully whatever is on this is correct. This had a 350. Those are 350 mounts in the 350 place, hopefully. So I get the right mounts and it all should go back together. Transmission, turbo 400. That's pretty nifty. So it's got a heavy duty trans. Hopefully that's working because I don't have another 400 laying around. So that's what's going on with the truck. Let's see if we can get this motor to run. And if it runs, then I'll put the right mounts on it, change the intake in a car, put a different carb on it because I don't know anything about those carbs. I pulled one apart and I thought it was like another language. That's the best way to put it. So I got a Holly sitting over here on the shelf that's in decent shape. I can just throw on this. I got an Edelbrock intake, some simple things. Also probably try to find some headers if I got to pull this exhaust off. You know, if I can't get this motor running, we'll figure it out. I think it'll run. I mean, it's hose clamped in for a reason. It probably doesn't have a lot of power. But it's just got to get me to go get the mail or go to the Howell or the next town over and do something, go pick up a car. Let's get to this motor and see if we can get it to run. So, all right, now that I've kind of showed you around the truck, let's see if this thing turns over. Actually, first, let's check some fluids. Well, it's really black, but it's on there. It smells like fuel, like a lot of fuel. It's kind of runny, but that could just be because it's old. What's the training dipstick on right here? It's red. It's a little burnt, but it's red. It's also low. I bet this transmission works. I mean, whoever owned this, I think just stole the freaking pulleys off it. Although, who knows? Look at this. This is the ground wire, by the way. You know, red for safety. Also attached to another piece of ground wire because 3 feet of ground wire was too expensive. And then the black one here is the starter wire, and it seems to be way too thin. Like, what gauge wire is that? So that might have to change. Let's see if we get this thing to turn over. Not by hand. I went to the store and I got myself a balancer bolt because that one's missing. At least I hope it's just missing and not broke off in there. I really hope this motor turns over. I have another motor, but I have to pull it apart and rebuild it basically. Well, put new head gaskets on it and go through the heads. Now remember, these bolts are a special bolt. You can get them in like the small block Chevy section at O'Reilly's. It's usually right next to the cash register. It's got like old school gaskets. I guess old school small V8 section. There we go. Whatever you want to call it. But normally they have them right on the shelf. Unfortunately, I can't find a deep well 5/8. My toolbox tipped over in the back of my van. And when it did, my old van, I should say, when it did, it fell against the door, and the bottom of the doors don't really exist anymore. So it dumped a bunch of tools out on the road while I was driving. So that was pretty nifty. Uh-oh. That's not looking good. Let me go grab I'm gonna grab my cheater bar and see if I can get it out that way. So, I got my breaker bar. I'm gonna try not to break it. I really just want thing to turn over. It's funny, man. I was getting my breaker bar to loosen it. I might loosen the motor. Man, jeez. It is tight. Well, that's no good. My first ever will it run on YouTube is going swimmingly. I wonder if this motor's out of a Corvette or something. This is like a small water pump. I don't know. But alright, what to do next? Well, this is good. Let me pull some spark plug wires and start pulling spark plugs and kind of see what that all looks like. Yeah, I'm gonna pull spark plugs. If all spark plugs look good, more than likely it could just be a stuck ring. Who knows how long this motor's been sitting. But the oil looked good. Not all full of water or nothing. Maybe we could just soak it down with maybe some trans fluid or Marvel Mystery Oil and let it sit till tomorrow and see if it breaks loose then. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull some spark plug wires. Alright, I got number one out. It's interesting. It's running pretty good. Other than the like crystals going on right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's got like some white stuff on the inside of it. So that's number one. Let me get the rest of them out and I'll show you them. So okay, spark plugs. You know, fouled. Half fouled, little tiny crystals of something or other, fouled. So, 1, 2, 3, or no, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4 is still in the block. 5, we have an issue. Just some water got down in there. So there's 5. 6 fouled. 7 fouled. 8. Yep, water down in there too. So what I'm guessing is, when this motor stopped last time, those were the 2 valves that were open. And on the intake, I should say. So, I'm going to dump some training fluid down inside there. And then I'm going to come back tomorrow and try to break this loose. I also got to do a bunch of run around and stuff. So, yeah, I'll just go ahead and do that right now and then I'll get back at it in the morning. So, scrounging around, trying to find some trans fluid. All I could find is some expensive trans fluid, Valvoline full synthetic. And I don't know if this is going to work as good as the old stuff, but we're going to find out. Also, got a big thing of PB Blaster we're going to shoot down in there. Just lots of PB Blaster. We're going to wash it down with the trans fluid. Hopefully some of it's going in there. This is gonna make a mess. Awesome. I gotta lay down there eventually. Rather we're pulling a motor or what's happening? I don't know if it's going in or going on the frickin' floor. Well, it looks like it's going in. You'd also use diesel fuel too. That's got good detergents in it. Alright. A lot of that went in there. That's good. So now I'm just going to repeat the process on the other side. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have a brand new small block. You know, maybe I'll get the spray paint out and give her a Craigslist rebuild. Good to go. But really, a stuck small block like this isn't that big of a deal. It's not a loss yet. Just let it soak, and if it gets running, it might clear itself all out of all the junk that's down inside there and be a good running motor. Or, could be junk. We'll find out. What a heck of a first will it run. Of course the motor's got to be stuck. Alright, it's the next day. It's been soaking overnight. Let's try this one more time, and if this doesn't work, I got an idea. I'm going to stop turning on this bolt because I'm going to break it off in the end of this crankshaft if I keep going. So let's make a tool to attach to the balancer to turn this motor. And hopefully that breaks it loose. So we're going to come over here to our other small block, which might end up being the small block in this truck if we can't get this one to turn over. This one just needs head gaskets. So I'm going to make a tool that's going to bolt onto there. We'll knock some holes in this real quick and see where we're at. Alright, let's see if I got this. Of course, it stopped right where the dang on water pump is. I gotta pull that middle bolt out.
We don't need no babysitter, like a snake about to strike. Sink your fangs into the moonlit night. Yeah, 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 feels right. Come crawl with me.
I didn't start buggering anything else, so that's good. Alright. Alright, it's on there. So, got this piece of angle iron on. Got it bolted through these two holes. Nothing's moving. Let me grab a longer bar to put on it. Alright. Now the nice thing about doing it this way is I can go back and forth. Come on! Well, this motor's stuck. Damn. Oh, it's moving. So something just... Oh, I broke the piece. I broke the angle iron. I had a feeling that might just happen. It started moving a little tiny bit. I'm talking, it's moving like centimeters all back and forth. Yep. Back to the drawing board, I guess. Let me make a new tool. And I'll be back. So as you seen right there, I was making a tool. This is the tool bolted on the balancer. And once I got it on, I wrenched on it hard and it actually broke right loose. I went backwards first and that seemed to break it loose, and then I had to go back and forth a bunch of times. The video I don't know what happened to it. It was on my computer, now it's not on my computer. Who knows? Probably a Blair Witch or something or other. But, yep, unfortunately I lost that footage. I got it to break loose, and then I got a ratchet on it, and I got to spin all the way around, and then this is what happened next. And then, I'm going to throw a battery in this thing and see if that starter turns it over. And if it turns it over and it's got a spark, dump some fuel in it, and see how good this hose clamp motor mount holds this motor in place. Look at this fuel line. Who does that? I got some help here real quick. Hop in there and hit the key. Let's see what happens or doesn't happen. Nothing? Is there power working for anything in there? Hit the lights. Oh, there we go. We got power. The lights are on. Turn the lights off. Try hitting the key again.
We got intermittent power somehow.
Try now. The shifter doesn't do anything. Well, it should be in park. All the way over to the driver's side. There it is. Oh, buddy. Do that again. Okay. I see what's going on. Just leave it alone.
Alright, come here. In order for this to start, this has got to be right here. So you got to line this up for this. It's the only way it'll start.
That's weird that it even has a neutral safety switch. Well, it's got to be in park. That's in park.
Yeah, but it's still got play, but you got to pull back on it.
Right?
For that.
Yeah, them goofy ass cables. I'm probably going to run back to town and get some cables. Or look around here and see what I got. That's a better idea. Look at this freaking... Look at... What? I don't even understand why you would use that for a power cable. It's so small. Yeah, that's junk. Turned over good, though.
Mm-hmm.
So TJ's got to leave us, unfortunately. And then this leaves me by myself.
Okay.
Hang on, let's do that again. Let's see if we can get... I want to see if it's got spark. Hang on. Let's see if we got spark. Hit it. Oh yeah, spark for sure. It's gonna run. So, I'm actually just gonna restore these spark plugs, throw them back in. Let me show you what I mean. So, I don't want to go spend $30 on spark plugs just to figure out this motor's junk. So we're gonna restore these ones. Brand and new. 6 more to go. It would be 7, but there's one still stuck in the motor. These are not that great, but it should run on it. Brand and new. Except for that one I just dropped. Nope, it's fine. I still can't get over the fact that I got this motor unlocked. And how good it actually turns over. Okay. All by myself again, so unfortunately I gotta be inside the truck for this. Definitely know I want this to stay open. Well, this, I have a little hole in the end. It's not big enough. It's not. All right, back. Now let's just see if we can get it to make some noise. Is this the vent on here? Is that the vent? I have no idea with these carburetors what I'm doing at all. It is leaking already. We'll just see if we can get this thing to bust off. Just for a second. It's got spark, it's got feel in it. I'm excited, I hope you are too. First time ever getting a motor unstuck and seeing a bit of run. Hang on, it needs more fuel. It tried to start. Also, I forgot to jack the rear end up. The shifter is unhooked. I have no idea what gear it's in, so I'm gonna go ahead and jack the back end up. That was close. Got too excited. Okay, attempt number 2 with a whole hell of a lot more gas. That was a lot. She's trying. Let's try some starting fluid. I guess let's not try some starting fluid. Want some carbon choke cleaner. Yeah, this carburetor has some issues. Let's just see if it starts though. I wonder if the timing's off. It's got fire. Yeah, get this thing out of the way. This is where I wish I had help or just somebody to bump this thing over. I'm gonna try throwing a little more gas down it and see what happens. It's got all that stuff I poured down the cylinder still probably in there, so tell me if it catches fire. Oh, it's on fire. I was just joking. Shit. Quality. So I'm thinking the timing might be a little off. It's building oil pressure though while I'm turning it over, so that's great. Let me go ahead and throw this battery on the charger, and we're going to check timing. But I think this motor is doing just fine. Turns over great. It just must have had a little ridge that it was stuck on, because it's sounding good turning over. Let's throw the battery on boil. Try to find top dead center. Sorry, before I really get to figuring out the timings off, I'm going to go ahead and check my firing order, which is right here. 184366572. Some people have that memorized, some people have it on a shirt. I got a book, I just pull it out and look at it just to double check. So this should be 1, and then this will go 1. Next, this should be 2. 6 and 4. This one's 4. This one's 6. Just double check. See, it goes 8, 4. Yep. 8, 4, 3. Yep. Alright, so there was 2 backwards. Let's just dump some gas in and see what happens now. Move my foot so it doesn't get shredded. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Hang on. Let me hit another angle for you. Can't believe it's running. Well, I mean, it's not running, but it's running. Damn. Fuel. Man, this carburetor is junk. It is leaking fuel out of everywhere. I just need it to run a little bit. I just need it to sit here and idle. It's got oil pressure. Alright. It's got good oil pressure. It sounds really good. Wow. I can't believe how good this motor sounds. It runs terrible because that carburetor is junk. But it sounds really good. Wow. Should I just go straight to changing the intake? I don't know what to do next. I didn't think this was going to be this easy. Holy crap. You know, I did want to take a moment to say, I'm doing a will it run because this is going to be my daily driver. And I need it to run. So I thought I'd bring you along with the journey. I didn't go just buy a truck to be will it run Vic Grip Garage ripoff. No, this is a necessity and it runs. And I can't believe how good it runs. I mean, with the hose clamp and everything, I had no idea that it was going to run this good. Let's try to get it to run a little bit longer. This is where if I had some help. I think that this time when it starts, I'm going to run out here and try to keep it going. Let's check out this oil pressure. Considering this motor was stuck this morning, I'm pretty freaking out. Oh, crap. Put this bottle right here where I can get to it faster. Doggone it. Listen. I just need you to run a second longer. Well, it's making a little valve train noise now that I've actually gotten out of here to hear it. But it doesn't run too bad. It honestly could be like a leaking manifold gasket or that I'm hearing. But now what to do next? Do I do the intake or do I fix the motor mounts? I wish I could make it run long enough to put it in gear. But it definitely runs. Definitely runs. It's got good oil pressure. Awesome. Well, let me look around and make a decision what I'm doing next. Back in a moment. Well, with that, I pretty much got the video right there. I really wanted to do more, but this video is already really long, so we'll just cut it off right there. Come back for the next one when I put an intake manifold on, do some cool valve covers, and we make this thing run even longer and better than it did in this last video. So, if you made it this far in this video and you aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Give this thing a thumbs up. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.